We now have 542 new patients from our Facebook ads since October, which is very cool. Our lifetime value is about 2,700. So extra revenue to the business is like 1.5 million now. My name is Mitchell. I'm a clinical exercise physiologist and the founder of Exercise Healthcare Australia, a exercise physiology practice based in Brisbane, three locations, and now 30 exercise physiologists.
That's insane. 30 exercise physiologists. That's so cool.
30 so far, yeah.
Yo. All right, sweet. What was the problem you had originally that made you want to reach
I
out?
think I didn't necessarily have like a big problem. So Mitchell Brown, I don't know if you know Mitchell Brown, swim tech
Yeah,
guy. I think he
yeah,
got the
yeah,
like the award for the Chadvertiser.
yeah.
Yeah, so he was in the program and he kept telling me I needed to do it. I talked to him pretty regularly. And then I think that the problem that I had was probably, talking to Mitchell was that I didn't really have a predictable way of growing or acquiring new customers.
Mm,
So up until literally October last year, we relied solely on either word of mouth or referrals from doctors that we've built relationships with.
yeah.
And you can have a doctor's meeting and then maybe get some referrals in the next 4 to 6 weeks, but it was never like I could have a meeting and then get a referral the next day. So you couldn't really do more meetings and get more referrals. It was always sort of, at the whim
Mm,
of someone else. So that was probably the big thing that Mitchell taught me about, just a predictable way of growing and getting new patients. Did not
yeah,
exist.
cool. Yeah, I did one of these calls with someone yesterday and they put it as it was like feast or famine. It was like
Yeah,
there was things I think they were also in like the physio space. They were like, you're relying on a lot of other avenues and it was like everything and then nothing and then everything and then
yeah,
nothing. I was like, it's a good way to put it. And then I said,
yeah,
when you have your like ads up, it's kind of like you're just meal prepping rather than feast or famine. You've just
yeah.
got
That's a good one.
like consistency. Perfect. If you had any, what hesitations did you have and what was it that got over you the line in the end?
I think the big thing that caused me to delay starting was just that I think like a lot of people I had tried Facebook ads before. I hadn't used an agency, although I'd inquired with a bunch of agencies before I jumped on with Where You. They were all just didn't really get it.
Mm,
And when I'd previously done Facebook ads, they worked, but they were like a lot more expensive. Like yeah, it was like $200 leads, and then it wasn't really making sense at that point, and a lot of admin, and I honestly just didn't really know what I was doing. So I was like, well, why try this again when I've tried it a couple of times before and not really had much success compared to the GP referrals that we've been getting that are
mm,
cheap. So yeah, I was like, well, how's this going to be different this time? And then what got me over the edge was a couple of things. Like obviously Mitchell pushing me, um, and it's probably really Mitchell and hearing his success and how he got it going for his swim school. And I was like, I may as well just give it a crack, evaluate what his opinion, and
yeah.
yeah, good.
That's funny. The guy that I think he's also in the physio space that I did this call with yesterday, he was saying it was the same thing. It was the fact that, you see testimonials, but when you actually have someone that it
Yeah.
makes such a difference as opposed to just other people's testimonials. You're like, if it's an
Mm.
actual word of mouth, which is ironic, but it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Someone you trust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. So in the time you have been in the program, what's changed? Have you got any cool results, any cool numbers, that kind of thing?
I have some very cool numbers, as you saw. So I looked this morning and I wanted to see, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but we now have 542 new patients from our Facebook ads since October, which is very cool. Our lifetime value is about 2,700. So extra revenue to the business is like 1.5 million now, which is pretty cool. So, and then as a result of that, we've hired a bunch more exercise physiologists. We now have a predictable way of growing. So when I put a new EP in, I can go, all right, let's put a bit more ad spend at Acacia Ridge or North Lakes, and I know that they'll get there and there'll be new patients for them.
Mm,
We're currently negotiating another lease for a fourth spot and like just feel super confident about getting that going.
yeah.
And we now have two full-time sales team members, which didn't exist in our
Wow.
practice. So yeah, heaps have changed. And the lead cost, I think the biggest thing that's made it so sustainable is like, as I said before, I was getting like $200 leads previously, and they're now like 2025, between 25 and 50, depending on the season and how good my ads are.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's incredible. That is really cool numbers.
Yeah.
I love to hear it. Cool. You kind of already started touching on this, but anything you want to expand on? What effect has that had on you personally or professionally?
I think the biggest thing is just like I'm so much more confident with our ability to grow and scale, with
Mm,
like just knowing that I can see with this new location, it's a greenfield site, which I haven't really had to do before. And I know I can set up ads for that location and know that I'll probably get 30 leads a week confidently at about $50.
hmm
Like I don't see why it would be so different based on demographics and stuff. So it just, yeah, I think the biggest thing is confidence and a new sort of tool in the toolkit as a business owner where I can now go, if I want to grow and get bigger, I know exactly how to do it. And I didn't have that before.
Yeah, it's always like I can imagine. I mean, I'm not a business owner, but it's like as you grow and expand, it's like you know that you need to hire people, but then you want to be able to fill those books.
Exactly. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
we just sort of hire and then cross our fingers last time. But now it's like I hire and go, okay, well, we just need you to have 5 initials a week. And I know exactly how to make that happen.
Yay. Oh, that's lovely. Cool. Out of everything in the program, the support, the workshop itself, what's been the one or two things that you valued learning the most or you found the most useful?
I think the biggest thing is the simplicity. So obviously just went to the workshop, the 2-day workshop, and you say, oh, people get leads within the first 2 days, and I was like, yeah, bullshit. But then literally set it up. I spend a lot of time doing my landing page because I'm a perfectionist. So, but I had
Mm-hmm.
that done like the next day, and then literally had a lead after that for $25, and I was like, what the
Mm.
hell? This is actually so easy. And then last week found out a bunch of people, not a bunch of people, there was a few EPs in the industry who said they were getting new patients. And someone came in and was like, "Oh, I saw this guy with a mustache and a white shirt, and told me to see an exercise physiologist." Went and saw this exercise physiologist, not in our practice, and then so I was like, "That sucks." So I was like, "Oh, I need to add in Google Ads," and then
Mm-hmm.
again went on, watched one of the recent videos on how to do Google Ads, had them live within 30 minutes, getting leads there. So it's just honestly, it just the instructions are very clear. You've obviously taught lots of people and it's so easy to implement. And then if I do obviously have any questions or troubles, I can just jump on a little call. So the simplicity, I
Mm.
think, is the biggest thing.
That's a really that's it's so good that you were able to identify that. You're like, oh, okay, this happened, therefore I now need to do this avenue instead. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of the whole like teach a man to fish thing. It's like you are able to just identify, oh yep, this is the bottleneck. Oh yep, this is the solutions. That's really nice to hear that you could just like pick that up immediately. If anyone was unsure about booking a call or if they were on the fence, what would you say to them?
I think if someone was unsure about whether or not to join or try or start, I would just say why? Because it works. It like yeah, it's like it's there's no catches. It just works. So you have nothing to be unsure about.